Hi YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So after umming and ahhing about whether or not I was going to pick this series up, I decided to pick up my two favorite characters. And that is some of the brand new kind of weirdly minis themed Thomas push along or diecast. And that is the Rainbow Thomas and the Rainbow Toby. So let's take a look and see how cool these really guys are and how they compare to the minis versions, which I believe have already been released. So what are you waiting for? Let's do it. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the packaging for these ones. There is the third engine in this series, and there's actually a 3-pack apparently, but I've never seen that. And that is the Harold. But, you know, mileage may vary. So you can just see we've got the pattern, the normal amount of writing, just so much writing on the back here. I think it's weird that doesn't say like Rainbow Thomas or something. It's just Thomas, and then it has a picture of him with the rainbow detailing. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a bit weird that they've done it this way, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's take him out and open him up. All right, here they are out of their packaging. So this first one here is the push along Toby. I've never handled this figure, or this toy I should say, before, and it's really heavy. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Like, you pick this up and it feels like quality. And to me, this looks a million times better, even though obviously the proportions are still very weird, than the totally weirdo Thomas Wood thing. So to me, this is a far better way to do a weirdly proportioned Toby, even with these weird holes for the wheels, like, you know, whatever, it is what it is. So coming around the front, really good CGI Toby face. Love it. Like the detail we've got on here. It's sad his buffers aren't picked out, but that is what it is. What you can see here is that they've printed, using that same style they do for minis and that kind of thing, this rainbow paint all over him, which I think is really nice, really fun. I like how it starts the most painted and kind of goes to the least painted. I think what's weird is, and you can see it here, is that the paint doesn't like come down. Like, you think if it was gonna, it's weird that it stops here. You think there would be some coming down the front as well, which would make more sense. Or you'd have his front fully red, because you can see the side is fully red. So I think that's a weird quirk of the way it's printed. And you can see you get this really unsightly white bit along the top here, because I believe the plastic underneath this roof part is just white. And you can kind of see that. You can see particularly around the sides here. It's not showing up that well on the camera, but the paint thickness is not very good. Yeah, you can see how there's like this kind of faded part here versus the very dark in the center, and it kind of fades out towards the edge. So that's a bit unfortunate. Otherwise, yep, that's the back. Nothing exciting there. You can see Toby on the bottom. He's got that clear bottom piece, which is cool. And then we've also got the primary colored wheels, which is really nice. So yeah, I think this Toby is nice, pretty hefty. Cool. This Thomas, on the other hand, really shows you, like, I picked this Thomas up and it's so light. Like, it probably is half the weight of this Toby. So it really just goes to show this really feels like a premium toy. This one does not. This is just your classic Trackmaster or motorized push along, whatever they're calling it now, Thomas, and you can see here he's got that rainbow paint scheme. And if you are eagle-eyed, you will know that this is a very similar scheme to the Thomas that was done as a rainbow mini, I think last year, maybe, not 100% sure. So it's definitely different to the rainbow mini Thomas they did a couple of years ago in the, I think it was Adventures, that one, which was all clear rainbow. This one is nice too. I think it's pretty cool. It looks pretty good. I like the way they've done the coloring here, because I think that's what I talk about a lot with Thomas minis. It's a good way to, you know, it's very clearly Thomas, same as Toby. There's enough brown on him so you know it's Toby, but there's also, he starts with the blue and then goes down to yellow, which again is a Thomas color. There is yellow on Thomas, but it's not very much. But I think it's enough so that you look at it and you're like, oh, that's Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh, but he's different. And I think that kind of double take is the kind of cool aesthetic that I really like when they do these kind of wacky paint jobs correctly, because you kind of can recognize the character, but it also is a different visually appealing thing. So this is cool. I like it. Yeah, you got the transparent red on the bottom and the yellow wheels. So overall, I think these are both pretty nice looking little toys. Unfortunately, I don't have the Thomas Mini to compare it to, because as noted in my other videos, this is filmed when Greater Sydney in Australia is currently in lockdown, so I have not been able to go home to where I store a lot of my Thomas stuff at my parents' place and pick them up for this review. So that is sad times, but I wanted to show you this stuff to you guys, and also because I wanted to open it so I could have it on part of my display. Yeah, let's talk about the price and the concept behind these very quickly. So I think in terms of a price, these retail for I think I paid $4 or $5 for this Toby, and then when I was getting that big order with the minis and the Thomas Wood set, I also bought this online because it was getting. I hadn't seen the Thomas. I saw lots of Tobys, I saw lots of Harolds. Thomas, I think, was the most popular one, as you can expect, and I wanted to get him so I could have this kind of little set here, which I think looks really nice. What I think is weird about these though is like, why is Thomas Push Along doing this? Like, what is the point of these engines? Like, they've already got Thomas Minis, which are these funky, multicolored, silly-looking engines. Why are there silly-looking engines in this range? Like, we've never had that before. Trackmaster used to be relatively sensible. Thomas Wood was always relatively sensible. Ertl was relatively sensible. Take 'em Play was very sensible. Even Adventures, which was like weird. There were some weird engines in Adventures. Most of them were normal, or just, the classic engines in their normal colors. But I feel like for whatever reason, these push-alongs, when they said that we're going back to a Sodor feel, we've got this one, we've got the Spy one, which I'm also going to review on my channel. We've got the graffiti engines, we've got the weird metallic ones with the paint that's missing. Like, why are these existing? Like, I don't understand. Like, yes, they're cool, but why do we need these? I don't know. So I think there's a weird strategy going on from Mattel, especially because, when I've been to the stores, it seems like the way they pack these is they pack a whole box of these rainbow engines, or a whole box of the metallic missing paint racing engines. And if you're a kid and or a parent and you want to get your child a new Thomas train, there's no normal characters available. It's not like you're getting, I could get my kid normal Thomas or Rainbow Thomas. There's only Rainbow Thomas there. There's only Racing Diesel there. There's only Graffiti James. And so I think that is a problem because kids haven't seen these engines look like this in the show. No kids watching the show have seen a Rainbow Toby. So even though, obviously, I think it's very visually appealing, it's cool, I really like it. If you're a kid, especially a younger kid, it doesn't look like Toby, though. It doesn't look like Thomas properly. So I think you're really doing dangerous things when the only products available for your series on the shelf at one time are these special ones. I think you need to make sure you're giving people those classic characters. Like, if you ask me, it should never be the case that the Steam team is not in stock at any retailer. If I go into anywhere that sells Thomas and Friends, there should be the Steam team available at all times. And I think the problem is that when they do these kind of series where they dilute it down with all these other random repaints and stuff, it makes it much harder for people to just get those classic characters, and means kids are less likely to have that brand connection. Well, I think, if you've already got a Thomas and you're already a kid who loves the franchise, you're going to love these. But that is not a sustainable business model. What you need to do is be constantly making sure that you are really available to new people, that you can pull in new kids, especially in a franchise like Thomas and Friends, which for the most part is very quickly dates. Like, kids are only into Thomas for like 2 or 3 years max, and then they grow out of it, except, us people on the internet who still love it. And so that means you constantly need to be convincing new parents, new kids, new grandparents to buy Thomas products. And the way you do that is by having stuff on the shelves that's recognizable, that's obviously Thomas, that, evokes their memories of Thomas when they were a kid, or, their older siblings Thomas when they were, if they've got a new child and they want to get them some new Thomas. And so I really think the risk Mattel does by running these kind of products is that you dilute the brand so people don't know what it stands for. You've already got minis, which are weird and wonderful and cheap throwaway toys. Why are we doing this to the more expensive toy lines? So that is my little rant about these over. And as I said, I would highly recommend these. If you like collecting Thomas and Friends, these are cool ones to collect. I would 10 out of 10 recommend them. They're nice. The Harold one looks like rubbish. That's why I didn't buy it. But otherwise, I think the actual strategy itself is not good. But anyway, that's not all we got time for, so please tell me if you disagree in the comments below. This is Extreme Trains.